Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? 1967. 15 Weird Facts You Didn't Know. I thought I knew this movie, like it was just a classic, simple, important story. Then I started looking at what was happening behind it, and it felt completely different. Not just a film, but something fragile, almost like it was racing against time. Let me start in the middle, not the beginning of the story, not the message, just the table. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is basically one long conversation, a dinner, a decision. And somehow, that's enough. But here's what surprised me. That tension you feel? It wasn't just acting, because behind the scenes, something much heavier was happening. Spencer Tracy was seriously ill during filming. Like, barely able to continue. And yet, he insisted on finishing the movie. There are scenes where he looks tired. Slower. That's not performance. That's real. And once you know that, his final speech hits differently. It doesn't feel like a script anymore. It feels like someone saying something they needed to say. Now, jump back a bit. Katharine Hepburn is in this film too. And their relationship? Long, complicated, deeply personal. They had been together for years. So imagine this. Watching someone you love, struggling to get through scenes, and still showing up every day. That emotion? It's in the film, even when you don't realize it. Now here's another detail I didn't expect. Hepburn kept Tracy's Oscar nearby while filming. Not for show, for comfort. That tells you everything about the atmosphere on set. Now, shift tone. Because not everything was emotional, some things were just unexpected. Sidney Poitier playing the perfect fiancé. Calm, intelligent, controlled. Almost too perfect. And that wasn't accidental. His character was written to be flawless. Because at the time, the subject matter was already controversial. Interracial marriage in 1967? Still a sensitive topic, so the film didn't take risks with his character. It made him ideal. And that choice feels noticeable now, almost like the movie is trying to protect itself. Now, here's something else. The film was released the same year as the Loving v. Virginia decision, which made interracial marriage legal nationwide. That timing? Not planned, but it made the film feel even more urgent. Like it wasn't just telling a story, it was entering a real conversation happening in the country. Now jump to something small but strange. The entire film feels like it happens in one place. A house, a living room, a dining table. Almost like a stage play. And that wasn't just stylistic, it was practical. Because Spencer Tracy's health limited movement, so instead of expanding the world, they contained it. And somehow, that makes the tension stronger. Now here's one more thing that stayed with me. That final speech. People remember it as powerful, emotional, but once you know everything behind it, it feels different. Like it's not just a father accepting something new. It's a man, closing something. And that weight, you can feel it, even if you don't know why at first. So yeah, this movie is important for its message. But what surprised me most was everything happening underneath it. Real relationships, real illness, real timing with history, all layered inside something that looks simple on the surface. And maybe that's why it lasts. Because it's not just a story about change, it's a moment where real life and film blurred together. In a way you can still feel decades later.